We now know the name of Bacchus 51, the celebrity who will lead the Super Crew for its 2019 parade. He is actor and director Jensen Ackles. Ackles stars in the horror, sci-fi, and fantasy series Supernatural, and he also starred on TV shows Dark Angel and Smallville. He earned several Daytime Emmy nominations for his work on Days of Our Lives as well. This year's Bacchus theme is Starring Louisiana, saluting movies and TV shows filmed or set in Louisiana. And of course, Channel 4 will once again be home for exclusive coverage. We'll bring you the Bacchus Rendezvous inside the Morial Convention Center. That's Sunday night, March 3rd.
That was all just for your entrance.
Yeah,
do you know what to expect on Sunday?
No, I didn't even expect that, so no. So it's a big fat NO.
Have they kind of prepped you for what's going to happen?
I mean, there's some people that have told me a little bit about this, a little bit about that. To be honest, I'm trying not to hear it because I just wanted it to all be a big surprise. That was special. That was really, really special. And these guys, I mean, they say that this is a special place to be when you're king. And so far, I've been here for a couple hours, and I believe it.
Have any past monarchs reached out to you and kind of give you a few pointers on maybe your throwing arm or anything like that?
No, I've seen a few videos that folks have floated my way, and some of these guys have been gracious enough to give me some helpful hints. And I keep hearing two words, and that's comfortable shoes. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I got to get my old baseball arm back into condition, but it'll be good, man. I'm excited.
Congratulations, and
thank you.
Have a good ride. Appreciate it.
Here with Jensen Ackles, Bacchus 51.
That's it, 51, 5-1.
You're familiar with New Orleans, but you're not familiar with Mardi Gras. Your first Mardi Gras.
My first Mardi Gras.
First impressions?
First impression, it's a little wet.
Right.
So I hear there's a few people that might have a courtesy phone upstairs and maybe turn that water down for a little bit for the weekend. But we'll wait to see. Rain or shine, we'll be out there. I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be a fun weekend.
And you're Bacchus 51. You're in a line of folks that include Jackie Gleason, Bob Hope.
I know, man. This is crazy.
Club. What's going through your mind?
Don't mess it up.
Right.
Do them proud. Yeah.
Any royal decrees?
Ooh, not yet. Let me get my crown on first before I start throwing that stuff out.
I'd like to introduce Bacchus 51, Mr. Jensen Ackles.
How's everybody doing today? Pretty good? Pretty good? Well, that was quite the entrance there. Just take a message for me if you wouldn't mind. It's an honor and a privilege, and I'm very humbled to be here, and I hope to get to see all you guys and hand out some of these balloons here for you. There's probably some laying on the ground there. There goes one. But anyway, it's just this is the week started yesterday. We got into town, and we've just been so thrilled with the outpouring of hospitality from this city. And I've always loved this town. I like to say I married into it. My wife is from Louisiana, and my in-laws, they all live in Louisiana, and so it's yeah. We love it here, and we love coming here, and this is just a really special way to celebrate Mardi Gras. It's also a really special way to celebrate my birthday, which happens to be today. So, yes. So this was certainly one of the events during this week that I was really, truly looking forward to. So anyway, that's I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for being here. I'm thrilled to be here as well. And hail Bacchus. Hail Bacchus. Is this me? There you go. Take a couple of those, would you? Thank you. How's it look? Does it fit?
A little tight.
It's a little tight. We'll work on that. We got it. Hey, thank you very much. Hey. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Really happy to be here, but I'm more happy that I got the bedazzled microphone. Some of you may not know what bedazzled is, and if you don't, look it up. We're thrilled to be here. My wife and I like to say that I married into Louisiana. Now, I had to go all the way out to California to find her, but I found her. And I'm so thrilled to be here. I've got some of my best friends here to share this experience with. But most importantly, I have her. I have my beautiful daughter who's not here tonight, but she is enjoying the weekend. And I have my in-laws here, my brother-in-law, my sister. I mean, it's a great weekend, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it. I'm honored, I'm humbled to represent what you guys hold so dear in Bacchus and in this wonderful town, this wonderful city, this wonderful celebration of life that is Mardi Gras. This is just such a thrill for me.
We've got to make this official now. I'd like to proclaim Jensen Ackles as Bacchus 51. So we're excited to have you.
Put it on me.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jensen. Happy birthday to you.
Let's face it, you know this face from the hit CW TV show,
Supernatural.
You're not in Hollywood anymore. Rain or shine, the parade rolls. Are you ready?
Oh, absolutely.
And when the people along the route are yelling, "Throw me something, Jensen," you want to throw right to that person right there, like
just like this. See, I got it on the camera first try.
That's why you're supernatural.
Drinks upstairs. Looks like the weather might be all right. So, with that, I got one more. I got 2 words to say to you, and that is hooray! Hooray!
We love Jensen!
2019's Bacchus King is the TV star on the hit show Supernatural, Jensen Ackles.
Coming around Napoleon, seeing that crowd, that's what I'm looking forward to. I've heard about it. I just talked to Andy Garcia about it. He's like, stay tethered, my friend, stay tethered. So that's what I plan to do.
King Jensen is no stranger to Louisiana. His wife is from here, and she's even named after the New Orleans street, Daniil.
I mean, I can't tell you how humbled and honored I am to be a part of this.
And you own a brewery, so what are you going to be drinking on your float today?
The King's Brew.
To your royal subjects here in New Orleans.
Oh, let's just bring it. Just everything you got. We got the weather shining on us right now. Let's do this right.
My man. Yeah, that's him. That's it.
Everybody, and thank you so much for joining us for Bacchus 2019. We are inside the Morial Convention Center waiting for the parade to come in for the Bacchus Rendezvous. It is a wonderful party. We have a great superstar king this year.
Yes, we do. Jensen Ackles of Supernatural, which people are so excited about. He's a crowd pleaser.
No doubt about it. And we should be honest, we really we were not familiar with Jensen Ackles. As maybe a lot of people are.
No,
his show Supernatural's been on for like 14 years, something like that.
Has
However, one of our crew members, Candace, does know
she let
him
us
very
in
well,
on the
and
scoop.
she let us know all the stuff about him. She is so excited he's going to be here tonight.
Yes, so
as so many people are.
We have to introduce them when he comes over.
Everybody that comes here, and I don't know if they really understand what they're getting into. Now we're showing King Jensen Ackles on the float
earlier
as he went through the day, and I'll tell you what, they waited till the rain ended.
Yeah,
the rain did end, just like it did for a lot of the parades this year, and it was wonderful. The temperatures cooled down a bit. It was actually turned out to be a nice night.
One of the other traditions, a lot of the previous kings will be here tonight. A lot of them ride in the parade, sort of incognito, just because they love coming back.
We can see the King's float coming in. This is Bacchus 51.
A lot of people excited for Jensen Ackles from Supernatural. He's got a huge following, Eric.
And as I was on the parade route this weekend, I was thinking, you know, what a wonderful city this is.
It is.
That you have this many people who are willing to spend their hard-earned money to make sure that we have the best free party in the world.
It is such a magical time.
This crowd is really ready for this.
And this is our first view of Jensen Ackles, Bacchus 51. He's still going strong. I know it's been a long ride.
And you know what? I'm so glad that the rain eased up for him and the rest of the members of Bacchus.
And this is a brand new King's float, which is very nice. They've got animation of the King's figure, so look out for that on the top. And there's Jensen Ackles.
You know, we just did a special program for Bacchus for their 50th anniversary, and the work that's gone into this crew, that's gone into this parade, that's gone into this organization is just amazing. So many people putting so much time in to make sure everybody has a great time. And look at the King. He is living large.
He is. Look at the outfit. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at him taking it all in.
And I heard him on the news earlier this evening. He was talking to our Danny Monteverdi, and he was saying that he couldn't wait to get on Napoleon and St. Charles to see all the people waiting. And I'm sure they were out there because, you know, when the weather gets nice after a rain, it's wonderful to be out. It happened on Thursday night for the Thursday night parade.
Sure.
It happened tonight.
Once that rain is over, there he is, having a great time. And you know what's so cool? I was reading they actually had to write him out of the end of an episode so that he could be here for Mardi Gras weekend.
Well, see, that's how important this is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big deal. It's a big deal to be Bacchus.
It is. It really is a big deal. And again, since his wife is local and from Lafayette, she really understood, hey, this is a huge deal.
And then if our camera can go wide, all the pages are on there. We had all the pages on the morning show.
We did.
And those kids are having the time of their life.
Look at them. Look at the one right in the front.
They're having the time of their life. And these are all young kids.
Yeah, there they are.
There's maybe 20 of them, 15, 20 of them. And it's just a great time for them. And they get, especially when you have a big star on the float with them, it's just a wonderful night.
Yeah, and as you know, once you've ridden on a float, you need some help throwing. I'm sure he is overwhelmed from people screaming his name.
Yeah. And here we have the riding lieutenants coming in after. Yeah, they're normally on horseback, but you can't randomly bring horses into the convention center.
Oh. We're getting our first peek at a band. This is Southern University.
And I am so glad they were able to keep the bands in.
Oh my goodness,
because a lot of the crews, because of the weather, had bands eliminated from their parades. But it's just great having a band in, and especially Southern University Jaguar Band. They are awesome.
They really are spectacular. Let's listen.
Make a loop around the convention center. You see people lined up on both sides to see the floats. It's unbelievable, a little less than a half-a-mile loop that these floats go in.
The reason Doug knows all this, Doug walked the entire route to see how long it was.
I actually did step it off just to see. I had done it last year, but forgotten. And yeah, it's a little less than a half a mile.
Yeah.
It's an unbelievable walk. I gotta tell you, something about the concrete floor and the ceilings, the marching bands in here sound unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
This is Float 2 passing us right now. These are the officers of Bacchus going by us right this minute. There you go.
And you talk about a front row seat. There's really not a bad seat in the house in this convention center for the people who want to see this parade go by.
Oh my goodness, and such attention and detail to the floats you can see here. This one is animated. Take a look.
Yeah.
Look at the eyebrows and the eyes. I mean,
love
just
that.
so much attention to detail.
And you think about the work that goes into building these floats. You know, they start after the parade's over tonight. They'll start working on next year.
Yeah, and they're really beautiful.
And all the costumes are custom done. I mean, they do everything that has done this for this. And now, as you know, you've got to wear a mask if you're riding on the streets. If you're in the convention center, they can take their masks off. Bacchus 51, Jensen Ackles, is making a second trip around the crowd because he's that popular.
There you go. He is really popular. He's from the show Supernatural and actually had to be written out of the end of an episode so that he could enjoy this huge Mardi Gras weekend. It's actually his birthday weekend as well, which we'll talk to him about in just a few.
And that tells you what a big deal Bacchus is.
Oh,
you know, to be a Bacchus is just amazing, and you're in some pretty heady company over the 50 years they've been parading, 51 years they've been parading.
Yeah, and they are different in that they always have a celebrity reign over the parade. His wife is from Louisiana, so he has local ties. She's from Lafayette, so I'm sure that she conveyed to him the importance of riding his Bacchus.
So, and you know, I'm sure he went online and saw some stuff. I'm sure he talked to some other of the stars who have been Bacchus and realized this is an awesome time.
Yeah, it's a really, really amazing honor. You can see, though, he's having a great time.
Oh,
Look at him. Still going strong and throwing. It's really cool. All right, and the music keeps going. This is Kentucky State University Band.
As we said, they come from all over the country to be in Bacchus and to be in all the parades in the Mardi Gras season.
It is. The music's amazing, and I love seeing the dancers as well, Eric.
Yeah, and it's a big job to take all these kids down from Kentucky or Alabama or wherever they come from to bring them all here. They march in this parade, maybe a couple of others, and it's really cool. I look, they have all the rain ponchos on.
They have on their ponchos, yeah.
I don't think it rained after it stopped.
I don't think it did, not since they've been marching, but they were ready for it.
Just in case, like Boy Scouts, they're always prepared.
I love that too, and then they were just like, just keep them on. They're clearly used to New Orleans weather. They're like, you can come
they
again.
were clear so you can still see the uniform.
Uh-oh,
there you go.
There we go.
And they've been doing this for a couple of hours now.
Yeah.
Actually, several hours.
Right.
And for miles, and they're still giving it their all.
Giving their all. I love it. Look at the dancers go.
Our wonderful king.
And we have the captain of Bacchus introducing our Bacchus
Jensen
51,
Ackles.
Jensen Ackles.
Thank you, Clark. And thank you to all of you who showed up here today on what turned out to be an unbelievable Sunday afternoon for Mardi Gras. I want to give a special thanks to the Brennan family. I want to thank the Bacchus crew. I want to thank the city of New Orleans. I want to thank each and every one of you. This has been an absolute thrill of a lifetime for not only me, but my family and my friends. And I was saying earlier, I can't imagine doing this once every 10 years. These guys do it every 12 months. You guys are crazy. But then I realized on doing a little bit of research about Bacchus that he's not only the god of wine and fertility, he is also the god of ritual madness, which I see you have accomplished here this evening. And it is also said about Bacchus that if you partake in his powers and in his mysteries, then you become possessed with the God himself. So let's get some ritual madness up in here tonight, and let's get possessed with the spirit of Bacchus. You guys are unbelievable. Thank you so much. Clark?
Thank you. Let the show begin. Have a great night.
All right, and there you have it. Bacchus 51, Jensen Ackles.
And Clark Brennan introducing him. And I'll tell you what, you could hear while he was talking to the crowd, some women screaming.
Oh, there's lots of women screaming for him.
It was kind of cool.
He's popular with the ladies.
And he had a great time. And I think he said it right. You know, they have to do this every year. Not have to, they do this every year.
Sure.
Which is an incredible accomplishment. He said he can't imagine doing this every 10 years.
Yeah.
But he had the thrill of a lifetime. Well, this is the way to end the show. The rendezvous, we have Bacchus 51.
Yes, we do. Jensen Ackles, and we should say happy birthday. It's your birthday weekend, right?
Hey, well, yeah, my birthday was on Friday, March 1st. So
Awesome.
I can't think of a better way to celebrate a birthday. In fact, now I should just stop having them.
This was a good one, and you have Louisiana ties. Your wife is from Lafayette.
My wife, yeah, I'd like to say I married into Louisiana, and it has treated me well ever since. And I mean, this has been the highlight of a lifetime for sure.
And you were talking on stage with Clark Brennan about doing this every year. I mean, this is a lot to do. You said I couldn't do this every 10 years, much less every 12 months.
Yeah, no, I mean, looking around me, and when we came into this convention hall on the floats, first of all, the trip through downtown New Orleans on that float is unlike anything anybody's ever experienced. If you ever have a chance to ride in a Mardi Gras parade, do yourself a favor, it'll change your life. But doing that and then ending it in here with all of these incredibly beautiful people and this wonderful band, I mean, it's just, you can't write this stuff.
Well, Jensen, there's one thing like there's riding in a parade and there's being Bacchus or king. It's good to be the king.
It is great to be the king. I will say, being up on that throne, I thought I was worried about, well, you know, what happens if I have to go to the bathroom? What happens if I get tired? What happens if I get hungry, thirsty? None of that happened for 5 hours. It was all adrenaline for the entire time. I never sat down, and I never wanted to. It was incredible.
And it's an adrenaline weekend, isn't it?
Oh,
it starts at Children's Hospital, and it runs all the way through, doesn't it?
I kept hearing that it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and I think it's a super marathon. I think it's one of those like 100-mile marathons. So, oh, there I am. Yeah.
There you go.
That was so cool. Meeting with the kids and meeting with the staff there, and they're doing really, really good things. And their brand new facility. That was one of my highlights as well, just being there.
And not to feed your ego, but one of the guys from Bacchus was saying they've never had the kind of response online that they had when you became Bacchus.
Well, that's just because my mother, she spends a lot of time online making sure that they don't say anything bad.
Well, good to know that.
Your mother and a ton of other women. Let's talk about this. Is this your first Mardi Gras?
It's my first Mardi Gras.
Okay, that's insane. So now your perspective is as the king. I don't know how you come down from that.
I don't know. Well, I had a little conversation with Andy Garcia just a moment ago, and he said now you got to come back and you got to wear a mask and be incognito. It's a whole different experience. So I plan on doing that soon.
What was the biggest surprise for you from this experience? Because we're crazy.
You know what the biggest surprise was? The amount of people, and it was as far as the eye could see. And because I'm the first float, they're all looking at me, waiting for me to come down the road, and I'm just hearing like, "Throw me a bead!" and so I'm just trying to get them out as fast as I can, and I think I've got a couple of bloody fingernails.
You may
right
have a
now.
rotator cuff. And did you talk to other stars who have been Bacchus to get some advice on, gee, what's this like?
Well, yeah, you know, I've had a few people tell me some things, and like I said, I talked to Andy both before and after the parade, and I actually went up to him before we got on the float, and I said, Andy, come on, one piece of advice, and he just goes like, oh, no.
And he's one of the guys that comes every year.
And he got it right. I mean, he came up to me afterwards, gave me a big hug, and said, am I right? You can't explain that. Yeah. You can't put that into words. No. And he's right. And I said, I'm like, there's nothing in Hollywood that does it this big. There's nothing that I can think of that goes this big to this extent and puts on this much of a show. It's truly one of a kind.
And you know what? You know you're a big star when even the rain stops for Jensen Ackles.
Well, as apparently Charlton Heston once said, it will not rain on Bacchus. And so it looks like he's still pulling some strings upstairs.
There you go. Jensen, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And you've made a great Bacchus.
Thank you very much. It's been an honor.
We just spoke with the King, Jensen Ackles. It seems like he had such a great ride and was so popular among Supernatural fans.
He has just been a wonderful, wonderful king, and his family is the sweetest can be. His wife, Danielle, his little daughter, JJ, is here tonight, and that's what Bacchus is all about, his family. It just makes me so happy when he and his family and friends can enjoy our city, our town, our state, and a great party.
And Clark, when you were on stage and you could, with Jensen, I could hear some women yelling from the audience. Did you think they were yelling at you or him?
Eric is so
I'm sorry. Maybe one day ago, but not anymore. Yeah, he's got me beat on that one. He's got me beat. On top of the King's float, and absolutely just be the king, and you have millions of people looking up to you, yelling your name. I mean, it's got to be a great adrenaline rush.
are the riding lieutenants. Officers riding lieutenants play an important and ceremonial role in the Bacchus parade. Like the Roman soldiers before them, these senseless riders although they have parked their horses outside.
Appearing for the first time, King. I mean, all hail, guys, all hail.
My people.
Was anybody in Nolent? Nobody?
You were there?
I was.
I remember you.
No,
I don't.
He was trying to show you his butt. He was like, I see you.
I don't know if I remember. No, I'm not gonna.
Do you have one of the coins?
Yeah.
Me too.
Did you catch some beads? Yeah, you caught those? Well done. Why did they throw them to you? You were not in the French Quarter. Okay, too bad. I will say I was expecting more of a skin show than I got.
That's why you said that.
But apparently, the King's float was also the Page's float. So all the like boys 8 to 12, they ride on the lower deck and they throw out beads. And so because of the young kids, it was it's like a PG show.
I would have shown you my chest.
I know you would.
If you've never ridden in a Mardi Gras parade, I cannot stress the experience and the amazingness of it.
It's
more.
that fun.
It is mine. It's like life changing.
Last year was my first Mardi Gras, so it was really cool to see you as King of Bacchus. Mardi Gras, one of my favorite actors. I freaked out. What was that like being the king of that Mardi Gras parade?
It was about the best experience you could possibly have. It was my first Mardi Gras.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no joke.
Go big.
And yeah, that's kind of like, I don't need to do it anymore. I will. I'll be back this year for sure, or this coming Mardi Gras. I've already asked time off. But yeah, no, it was kind of the most amazing experience, and I was able. They were so nice enough to allow me to bring some friends. So I had a few friends that came with me, other than my family. They came with me for the for the experience, and they're still talking about that being the greatest weekend of their life. And these are guys that like get out and have fun, and they're like, that was the greatest weekend of their lives. Yeah, it was pretty special, and I just didn't understand how big being King of Bacchus was until I arrived at the airport. And you know, they don't allow people past security unless you're actually flying on a plane. Right. I walk off the jetway. Keep in mind, I worked all night. I took like a 6 a.m. flight to get there. So I was like, okay, I know there's probably going to be like people that are going to greet me when, you know, I get down to baggage claim or something. And I'll stop in the bathroom and, you know, freshen myself up, splash some water on my face, do what I need to do to just be presentable. Walk off the jetway, and there was a brass band. So I turned around and ran back onto the plane. But seriously, it was like, there was people, there was like, you know, the chief of police, and there was like the Brennans who run Bacchus, and my wife and JJ, and she comes running up to me, and I'm like, I mean, I remember, some of you aren't even old enough to remember this, but I remember when you could walk your family members or your friends to the gate and like wave goodbye or wait for them at the gate when they got off the plane, and obviously we haven't been able to do that for some time now, but so to see all of these people inside security and like, and my daughter's running up to me and I'm like, what's happening to me? That was just a taste, and then we ended up getting into a, what do you call it, an escort, a motorcade, thank you. We get into the motorcade, and there were 4 different departments, I think, 4 or 5 different departments. There was like the sheriff's department, the highway department, the local police, and then there was, I think, the fire department or something. There was like everybody involved. It was like everyone. And then somebody leans over and is like, the president doesn't get this many people. And that's kind of when I was like, oh, damn, this is big. Like, I better turn it up. Yeah, so that was, it was quite an experience, and I don't know that I'll ever have something that big for a first time situation, but I'm happy you were there. I hope I didn't peg you in the face with beads. That later happened. I did hit you in the face with beads? Somebody else did. Okay. Well, apparently that happens a lot. There's another parade called the Muses Parade, which happens on Thursdays. The Bacchus one is on Sunday. And we were eating at a restaurant while the parade was going by. We were eating at the Pontchartrain Hotel, which is a great place if you ever go. And we walked out after we finished dinner to see, and I was like, I just don't get it. Like, it's like plastic beads. They gotta cost 2 cents, you know? Why are people were going crazy? And I'm like, I don't get it. I walk out there and I'm like, give me the beads! Totally fell for it. And I was just like, I was screaming. And I don't know what it is. If you've never been, there's just something like animalistic that comes out where you need to catch something from the floats, and you make eye contact with somebody. It's like the greatest thing ever. You're like, yes! Throw me the bead! Well, in the Muses parade, they're throwing beads and they're throwing other stuff. There's also, they have decorated these high-heeled shoes because it's an all-woman parade. There's only women riding on the floats. And yeah, they keep everything very separate down there because the Bacchus parade was only men. But hey, everybody's got their parade, so good times. And then they have this the high-heeled shoe that they've decorated that is like the special get from the parade. So people will be tossing up beads, and then every now and again you'll get a tosser who will pick up this shoe, and that's like, I mean, that's like the big catch. Well, one of them picked up a shoe as they were passing us, and my father-in-law was standing next to me, and he was just enjoying the parade. Next thing you know, thunk! And he took a high heel right off the dome, and it like split him open. No, like it's like full contact sport. This is, if you go to Mardi Gras, wear a helmet. But when I remember being up on the big king's throne, I guess, and you know, they kept feeding me the beads to throw, and then there were also these little, they're like plastic coins, they're called doubloons, and they had buckets of them, and so I'd like reach in, grab handfuls, and just chuck them. And after a while, I noticed there was like the coins, they were silver, and I noticed that they were starting to turn red. And so I was like, what's happening? And I looked at my fingers, and they were just bloody. So that I was like digging my hands into these like these buckets full of plastic coins, and they were just shredding my hands up. So I stopped doing that. So nobody wants bloody coins. And so I started just throwing the beads. And it turned into like a video game for me. Like, I'd get the beads, and I instead of just like throwing them like a frisbee, which didn't really work, I would ball them up. And it was like, but the best, I don't know why it was so satisfying. If I made eye contact with somebody, I'd be like, and if they would catch it, it was like, I get points. And I was all of a sudden living in like this Ready Player One world where there was like life and points, and I was like, ding, 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 ding. I don't know. I just turned into a child up there, and it was amazing. So anyway, hope to see you there one day.
Now, you can do it better. Noah. Nolans. I know. Hey, Bacchus. When we got done yesterday, all the restaurants, I guess Saturday, and the world's opening back up, so all the restaurants were like, yeah, we'll have something for you in like 2 hours or 3 hours. And I was like, do I just fucking call Bacchus and have him make a call for me? Hey, man. Like your friends. It was, this wasn't this trip, and I may have told this story, but I'm going to tell it again. So, the last time we were in New Orleans, and I took an Uber somewhere, and I had to sit in the front seat with a few people, and the guy driving was like, "Man, you look familiar." And I was like, "My name's Jared Padalecki." Actually, no, and there's somebody from the back, I forget who we were with, but it was like, that's Dean from Supernatural. And the guy was like, I don't know what that is. And then my wife was in the back, she said, it's Bacchus. And he goes, oh, damn! You're the king! Sure am. It's a thing here. It's a thing.
I have a question for Jensen. Being our reigning King Bacchus, can we expect you to get a house down here anytime soon?
Well, being a former king, I assume that I've got houses waiting for me. So, you said you live in New Orleans, right?
Yes, I do.
Got an extra bedroom?
Of course.
There we go.
Well, you can sleep in it, because King gets the big room.
Yes, I will say my wife, who was hiding somewhere here, has been after me to get a place in New Orleans for quite some time. I think she calls this her, it's like her inspirational city. But we haven't pulled the trigger on that just yet, so to be determined.
Well, come on down.
Hey, anytime. I love it here.
Mardi Gras 2020 full swing.
They may have canceled real parading, but virtual is a go this year.
That's right, you get the whole Bacchus experience, but as you said, all virtual. They still got bands, floats.
Looks like this year's going to be a little different. Going virtual, but leave it to the crew of Bacchus to figure out a way to make that a party. I can't wait to see it. I'll be tuning in, and I encourage everybody else out there to tune in as well. You guys are going to kill it. You always do. And until then, hail Bacchus. People have often asked me what my favorite part about being king of Bacchus was, or how I can describe it, and I always tell them the same thing. I tell them it's indescribable. You can't explain the feeling that you have sitting on that throne, looking at those people. Something I'll never forget. Just wait for it. Wait for it.
Then I'll take a bite of it. Very good.